times already. And again, a wizard right here is going to want to use a teleport calamity right down that wall and can save some time, just like any other place that can save some time. Aranier, let's discuss this map a little bit. So, here's a good place to discuss map length. Map length is a little-known feature that I find Blizzard did a really intricate job of implementing, and not very many people notice it. So I'll go ahead and make a big mention of it here, and then discuss it with Maps Caverns of Aranier. So map length. This always is a static tile. You enter, and then there is some sort of tile right here, that there's typically 3 branches that you can go in any of these directions. Let's get more contrast on this sucker. So what you'll never find is, even though you know that the Aranier cavern ends up by going like here and opens up into a big room, you'll never find that this exact tile is right here. You'll never find it. You'll never find Aranier right here. And the reason why is because it does not meet the minimum map length criterion. So when you're running this, your first inclination is going to be, okay, Aranier is to the up right. I know that much. Every time I go here, it's to the up right. So let me go up right. Sometimes that's not the best thing to do. And the reason why is, of course, this is actually what's going to happen is, if this was a path, it would open up and branch into another quad where you can go in any of those 3 directions, and you typically have to find it. So this is never ever going to be exactly the right path to take. So there are 2 ways to take Caverns of Aranier, and in groups, most people don't know about that minimum life length feature. You've got to go at least 3 tiles, I think up to 4 tiles, before you'll actually find Aranier. I don't know the specifics. It's been as many as 7 I've found before, but it's about 4 to 7 tiles is the typical Caverns of Aranier map length. And so, with that, knowing that, if we find a path that doesn't really look promising, like say it's going down and then it goes up this way and it goes down again, that doesn't look very promising unless it's going up this way. You might want to backtrack and look for something else. And so those are considerations to make on the course of a run. But of course, if you're fishing so hard that you don't really care about stuff like that, just go ahead and keep fishing. And if you mess up, just deal with it. So we're actually discussing optimization methods for the best ways to take these maps. So the best way to take this map that I've found in a group, people are naturally going to want to go to the upper right. So I actually, in a group, start by going down left. And by doing so, I will cover the most amount of the map. Now, in a solo run, this might not be the best. And again, the reason why is, hey, guess what? I've, messed up, and look at this. Now, I found another open area. Maybe it could be to the left here, but no, it's not. And so now looking at this, it doesn't look that promising, but the map length is starting to get up there, and so we notice this might actually be the correct path. It might go down, it might hook over, it might go this way. Maybe this was the correct path. Maybe it goes down this way and goes up that way, but who knows? So going by down, yes, technically I'm making every right, and we know that this is a map that is optimized by taking every left, but in a group run, you want to split like this, because now you know, and okay, I've had the minimum map length. We've hit, this I wouldn't consider a tile, so we've hit 1, come on, we've hit 1, 2, 3, and 4. And so now we're just about the minimum map length. We know there's one coming here, one coming here. This is going to be an open area, and this thing might be blank. And Aranier is not going to be right here, because even if this was, they would have given us the little blinking dot on the map. So we know Aranier is not here. Big fat no. Let's go ahead and make that a big fat no. So we know Aranier is going to have to be going this way and then going back up, and that is going to be the rest of the map. So instead of going up right here, I'm actually going to go down right and then follow that path. So let's get all my macros done and start this running. And so, yep, this has exceeded the minimum map length, so this next tile is going to be it. And right here is Aranier. And so what you'll notice is, well, how in the world do you know that minimum map length? It's not something that is very, very known to most people, and that's why I wanted to explain it here. So you want to talk with Karnia, and if you happen to be a wizard and you teleport past, talk with Karnia and come back, you might actually bug Aranier. She might take like 10 seconds to spawn, and that's not good. That's no good. So, instead, you want to hope that you have a demon hunter fast enough that loads fast enough, but for some reason I don't load fast enough there. And so what will end up happening is somebody will run past, hit Karnia, and teleport back, and skip the event flag, which is somewhere between these lines, or somewhere between these lines or something. That's where the event flag is, and so if a wizard teleports from there to there, and then back here, they skip the flag, and a Renier doesn't technically spawn for a little bit, and that can waste some time. But as a Demon Hunter, you don't have to worry about that. You're vaulting past the event flag anyway. Come on. That's why. Gotta get my macro correct. So you do have to talk with Karnia. Typically the Towner will do that in a 4-player game. And then here, optimal pathing for Southern Highlands. So this map is going to open up into this kind of thing. You can find the staff there, you can find the staff there, you can find the staff there. And what I found is this is more annoying because if you check there and there, you actually have to go back and then back. So you're doubling over your paths. So what I'll tend to do is I'll tend to go this way first, then up, and by the time I'm about here, I will definitely see exactly where it is on the minimap. But that's only one of the two. There's actually two different things to consider in this scenario, and that is another little trick that is very useful in speedrunning, and that is the map tap. So let me go ahead and explain the map tap. Is on the minimap, you're actually not going to see that little yellow marker. And funny enough, you know, that little yellow dot thing that's coming up, you're not going to be able to see that, but funny enough, it appears when you tap the map here. So on your minimap, what could potentially be possible is right now, there's no dot. But when I press A, I might see a dot right here. And so doing the map tap, I'll try and demonstrate it. I don't know if with that 15 FPS and 16 or 6D if in-game FPS, if I can tap faster than 4 frames per second, you might actually see me tap the map. But when doing this, tap the map. Doing this, tap the map. And I'm not displaying the concept very well. That was much better. Tap the map. Tap the map. And so I'm not seeing it still, but there it is. Look on the minimap, and I tapped it enough, and I saw it right there. But if you'll notice, if I can not press anything correctly, you'll notice there is no notification to go down. And so in doing this map tap method, you can actually find the correct place to go before it appears on the minimap. And now I know exactly where it is. I'm just going to head right over to it, hit the staff, and then go there. And so this happens in a couple of different areas in the game. This is the first one, which is why I noted it so well here, is the Cosmo. Just grab that, because anyway, wasting time. We gotta teach you guys what to do. So Wizard can just port over this whole area, and I've got nothing to talk about, so let's just spam, you know, words, babble coming out of my mouth. This is all static. Just memorize these maps. There's nothing to do, except I always forget this one. That's right. We already went through. That's right. I'm not thinking, but there's 3 maps. There's a southern, northern, Leorix. So the northern, you want to go straight up right, and Leorix, you want to go straight up. And so I missed that, but you'll notice in my other runs I do it successfully if I'm actually thinking through it. Because this part, I don't need to tell anybody anything. I just say, okay, guys, there's nothing until Butcher, what is that, Warden, which is Halls of Agony level 2, and you hit that thing. So just, you know, Towner can join with us and stop that. And again, what's happening is I'm using Smokescreen. Spanning Smokescreen uses 4, and I'm also holding control to avoid my macro. And in doing that, I'm activating my other macro to pull up my Epic Pen. So now in this map, let's discuss something on this map, is you're going to see a bunch of cleavers. If you see those cleavers, you know you're going the right direction. And so let's just basically a race to find the cleavers. They can be in any of the 4 directions. So any way you're going, in this case I've already started making every right, let's just continue making every right. And so this is always a dead end tile, so you have to make a left here, make a right here. This is typically a dead end, but nope, it's not. It's the meat cleavers. We found it first shot. So, notify everybody, hey, I found the meat cleavers, we know the path to take. Let's go to Halls of Agony 2. And this one is always going to be to the down right. And so you're going to look at the mini. You don't have to tap the map here. Typically the map is linear enough to where if you made a mistake, you know you can backtrack, stuff like that. And so you know that this tile is going to be to the bottom right. So ready, I'm going to try and aim to the down right as much as possible, as fast as possible. So notice there's the thing, and you're just going to head over to it. So now that's a dead end, and it sometimes could snake around and do something like that, but